And we'll take a look at the map pool for that. We've got Clearing, Lombardia, and Fortress. The same 3 maps that we just saw.
Just in a slightly different order.
Yeah, slightly shuffled around. Oh boy, BZK struggling, I guess, here in the standings.
They're another one of the teams near the bottom of the standings, not really getting the point that they thought they would get. Like at the start of the tournament, everyone was hyping up Brazil, saying,
yeah,
they could potentially, be one of the top 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah, and I think it's reasonable to think that, given the Nations Cup performance, for example, some of the best players in the world hailing from Brazil.
Fire, Miguel, Dogal, like they're 4 of the top 20 players in the world.
Yeah,
you would expect them to be doing incredibly well, but unfortunately, they just haven't got the results that they were hoping for.
And then, of course, we had the mid-tournament switcheroo. We had, it was Miguel and
Dogal
bailing on BZK. Like, you guys aren't practicing enough. We're out. We're joining Heresy. We're going to join the worst performing team.
The only team that's doing worse than us, we're switching over to them.
Yeah. It doesn't bode well for the Brazilians. And then you've got Stark playing with Vietnam.
Yeah.
How do you explain that? Well, obviously there's problems in the Brazilian community with those top players at the moment, and hopefully they can figure that out. But that's a story for another time.
Because 1v1s, you don't really need team preparation.
Exactly.
The one person needs to know what maps they're playing and what civs they're playing, and that's all that needs to happen.
But then they need to sort it out. So
yeah.
Nicov versus Goku coming up next, best of 3. And the winner will go on to face Nili, and we'll cast that later on today. But real quick, while we did get that host from MBL, once again, thank you to him. And if you are tuning in from MBL's stream, welcome. Would like to remind everyone that the LAN final for the ECL, the top 2 teams, and we are very near to the end now, the top 2 teams, and it's very likely to be Secret and AM, judging by the way things are looking.
Very likely to be MBL coming to the LAN.
Yeah. They will be attending the LAN final, which will be in Manchester, in the UK, in our studio. And we'll have both teams on stage playing over 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, at the end of August, the last weekend of August, and the start of September. And if you want to come, you are able to come. There are 100 tickets available. 21 tickets have already been sold in the last 2 days, or 3 days. And you can get your ticket if you would like to come to the LAN final. The information is in the chat. You can head over to escapetv.uk/ECL and check out the website there for more information on that.
Or if you're interested in the AoE 3 LAN as well, for some reason, if you're interested in that, you can also buy tickets for that LAN in early July.
Yes, we've got 2 LANs coming up. Exciting stuff, exciting times. Lots of things happening here. And, of course, our goal really is just to make something special happen for both of the Age of Empires communities, AoE 2 and AoE 3. So we've got Nicov and Goku coming up next. We're going to jump straight into it. Capture Age is loaded up, so hopefully... Oh, I have to actually unpause the game first. That would be
useful. Yep, we do want to watch the game.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard that people do like watching games.
Oh, I never knew. Who knew? Right, we're going to try this, and yeah, there it is. Okay, Capture Age, full screen. We're in. Game number 1 here for Europe West. Nicov versus Goku, the final match in the round of 16, and as we said before, the winner going through to play against Nili in the round of 8. Clearing is our first map, and spawning down to the south in the blue, it is BZK Goku. Yeah. He's playing as the Celts. I think in every single match we have seen this map, a Celt pick has been present every single time.
Most of the time, the opponent has not been Celts.
Yes, it's either been Franks or Spanish so far.
Spanish. Or Slavs as well. We saw Slavs once.
Yeah, and then over to the east of the map in the green, Nicov playing for Team Aftermath, and he'll be taking the Spanish in this one. Now, we just saw this matchup in the last series with Nili and Gibatong, and it was Gibatong who took the win against Nili's Celts. So the Spanish, if they do come aggressive, come forward, go for that tower rush, can be very effective. but the first thing that jumps out at me is look at Goku's map.
Look at how easy that is to close up.
It's incredibly easy to wall, as usually it is in clearing, but he's got lots of stuff tucked away at the back here. The gold, the woodline even. That's a lovely woodline. The berries. But all of his stone is forward, Robo.
They're all quite spread out, though. So, like, maybe he loses control of one of them, but he can probably get access to one of the other ones, at least.
Yeah, I think so. You can't really simultaneously trush all three. So if you're able to get one, you're probably okay.
Able to defend yourself, yeah.
And that's assuming that Nikov's even thinking about a trush. Of course, he could very easily wall, drush FC, and do Conquistador. Try and raid. Or he could even boom out and go late game, and who knows, even get onto Paladin at some point if it takes
there's lots
that
of different ways that this map can be played. Like, we've seen games where both players have just sort of gone FC. We've seen games where people have tried to do feudal aggression. We've seen games where people drush FC. Like, all sorts of different ways to play a map that you would consider a pretty standard, closed boom map.
I mean, we've seen a lot of sort of man-at-arms attempts from the Celt players, of course, as well. Totally reasonable for the Spanish to take that approach here, too. And taking a look at this, I mean, it's very similar to Black Forest, but if you look at the Fog of War, you can see it starts without explored terrain, which means that the players don't exactly know where the choke points are. They have to scout for them. They have to go out and wall them a bit later on, which prevents that sort of straight-up walling and does give the opportunity for men-at-arm play and that early aggression.
Man-at-arm play and attack bigger walls that are harder to defend.
Yeah.
Whereas normally with BF, right, you got like a 4-tile wide corridor, and that's basically the entirety of the wall.
Not always, but yeah, most of the time. Yeah. Most of the time that is the case. And in this case, though, both players actually playing fairly safe. They're both sort of staying at home. No scouts going forward super early. We're seeing Goku pushing in Deer as he adds in his barracks. So we're really expecting to see a man-at-arms play from him, or perhaps actually a drush. I mean, where's his...
Has he not scouted his second ball?
Yeah, I'm wondering...
It's off to the right, I think, in that little clearing.
He's not actually scouted it. It's over here, look.
Oh, that's nasty.
So he's pushing in the Deer to make up for the fact he's not got a boar. And if he wants to do men-at-arms, well, this barracks is coming up pretty early for that.
He's definitely just doing drush.
It has to be a
thinks
drush.
It's been stolen. He's just doing the defensive drush, or maybe offensive drush to give him time to wall up.
If he does try and... if you're in Goku's position now, what you're going to do is select that villain. You're going to right-click over here somewhere to see if it's walled, perhaps. And she's probably going to walk down here, and she'll run straight into the boar, because this is open. So... maybe he'll see the boar in just a second.
Or maybe he'll just do a wall, like really safe wall, right where the villager is now.
Oh, he could. But I think he's going to see the boar, right? Yeah, he sees it.
He found
it. He's okay.
He'll finish that wall up and then he'll lure the boar home.
Yeah. So he's going to realize, okay, I've not been stalled. But Nikov's doing 3 militia as well. It's going to be a drush from both. And they're both pretty close together with their barracks. The rush distance is short.
Goku's walking the wrong direction. Just to the south, Nicov hasn't finished his walls yet.
Are you sure?
Yeah, right there. He could have walked through that hole, but now he's up here finding a wolf, and he's not going to get anything, I think.
Yeah, Nikov's closing this off. I mean, he has got to wall this back bit, but obviously it's a much larger distance for Goku to travel.
But Nicov might be getting in as well. And he can't get the boar.
Oh, no. That's awful for Goku.
Goku, please.
He was actually already trying to hunt it, and there you go. Good timing for Nicov.
Why did the forward villager not wall?
She could have just put a house and a palisade there, right? I mean, it would have been easy. And then that's completely closed off because this is dense, thick wood over here. That's the way we like it. No diggity. But, Goku he will get the boar in the end. But Nikov's in now, and he's got to come back and chase Nicov down. But such an easy sort of wall off at the back for Goku. He's not really under any threat from this army at the moment. His TC is nicely forming a choke point here with this wall. And Nicov will sort of graze it a little bit here.
That's a bit of a bad ball lure.
Yeah, it's
awful.
awful.
From the TC, but no worries. Goku here trying to separate the militia from the scout here. Get a nice engagement, actually. This is really good.
Yeah, it's looking good for the Goku there. Should come out ahead. And absolutely will, as Nicov backs away. And he's not clicked up to feudal yet, Nicov, by the way. He's actually at 29 vills, so it looks like he's going to be going for the Drush FC into a castle drop, which is typically a little bit slower on the feudal time, because you want to add a couple of vills over to stone, which is what he's doing now. And he'll click up, I imagine, now. but he's a little bit short on food. So he's going to idle the
40 food
TC. Usually, yeah, he'll be fine. But it looks like he's completely thrown
Clean
away
up.
everything
Yep,
over
it's
here.
all gone.
Even the scout, I think he lost that to the TC.
Yeah, he was trying to pick off.
Can we detect some arrows in here? Just analyze the corpse. And see.
A falling tree got him.
Oh, yeah.
The falling tree got him.
Or it was a fallen meat bush.
Meat bush.
You never know. But Nicov now fully walled, so he'll be fine. I mean, I don't think this is going to be too much of a threat over this way for the time being. And yeah, Nicov will be going for that castle. He's even double walling here on the left side. And honestly, at the moment, we're just sort of going to be digging our trenches and waiting this one out because
preparing for the castle age, because nothing is happening in feudal age.
Not for a while.
But Goku still isn't fully walled at the moment. Like the top side, this is still open.
He could easily close this. I mean, it depends how he wants to do it. I mean, here, if he walls here and here, he'd obviously secure the stone more. Or, I mean, he could wall here and here. Either way, he probably doesn't want to wall this bit because it's a bit far away and could quite easily be broken down.
I think I would still do it, though, because it's so far away. If they break that, you have time to get over there and wall further back.
Yeah, that's true. I'd probably mine this stone as well, just so I have time to wall this if they do pressure this area. But still, he's going to close this choke point. He'll get there in the end, and I'm pretty certain Goku is not expecting any feudal aggression. I mean, would you?
No, he saw Nicov get that really, really late feudal age. So
yeah,
anything in feudal age is unlikely.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good opportunity to chat with the chat, because this is a live stream after all. Hey, Nick Numbers, it is me.
It is the wild Zero Empires coming out of his hibernation.
What?
You've been hibernating for the last 12 hours.
Have I? What?
Since the last stream.
I'm so confused right now. Like, that went quick.
Yeah.
A quick 12-hour hibernation. That's what I do every day. That's right. I'm a small mammal. Hi, Dad. Hi, son. How's it going? Have you done your homework? Make sure you do that before you watch the stream today. Yeah, so at the moment, yes, we are going to see a very sort of slower build-up, I guess.
Just slowly transitioning the castle.
Small thing, Nicov didn't do horse collar, so his farms will have less food on them, and he'll have to reseed them a little bit earlier. And of course, Goku will be faster to castle, so all eyes on him as we see what he's going to do next. I'm guessing it's going to be a TC right here, and I'm guessing it's going to be a TC, over here. I thought maybe he'd do it closer to the gold or something, like
I don't
here.
think
But
he really wants to focus on getting gold, right? He wants lots of space for farms and get the eco rolling.
Absolutely.
Because like any aggression that he's going to take is going to be conked, and you can normally defend that, a handful of monks. So you don't need, 15 villages on gold just to defend with a few monks.
That's true, and I think this is very atypical of the Celts, just to boom up and get that eco rolling. Maybe we'll even see a 4th TC coming in at some point, because the bigger the better. I mean, we all know that the optimal boom is 7 town centers and 400 villages.
400 villages.
But we'll
see if we can get there.
Only for 600 pop games, which is starting to become the new norm. On HD, probably.
I think probably 500.
I don't know what's going on in HD
I think
these days.
600 is a little too high. Maybe 500 is the optimal amount.
Thing is, they wanted to try 600, but every time they got to 200, it crashed. So they never quite got that far. But it does make a monastery for those defensive monks if he needs them. And Nicov up to castle as well is going to be building his castle, as well as his 2nd TC. And his 3rd TC shouldn't be too far behind, because he doesn't want to fall behind in economy here. And, of course, there's no guarantee that his conks will be able to actually do all that much in the castle age.
Well, it really depends. Like, he's going forward with more villages. Possibly a siege workshop going to come down, or a forward TC?
Forward TC, okay. Thank you, Godslayer, for the Twitch Prime. I just realized we turned off, I accidentally turned off our alert box, but I'll re-enable that at some point. Thank you for the support, though. Much appreciated. And, man, I recognize that name from a long time ago. I remember Godslayer tuning into my streams way back in, 2014, probably.
Back when he was a young Zero Empires, before he started hibernating.
Before that became part of my daily ritual, apparently. Yep. So Goku might... because he might lose a villa here, but that damn inaccuracy causing that Conquistador to miss. She'll escape. I mean, one vil won't make a huge difference in the grand scheme of things, but it's always nice. So, of course, Goku going to see that conk. He's not surprised, but will he see that? Will he expect that?
That's really early double petards.
It is.
From Nicov. Like, normally you would expect him to make, 4, 5, 6 conks and then maybe add petards.
It's fine, right?
Yeah, he wants to get in really fast.
Prevent the re-wall, and off you go.
You only need one petard to take down a house, I believe. So 1 petard for the first house, and then the second petard for the next house.
Yeah, potentially.
And then he's possibly in.
Apparently game sound is a little loud. Give us more feedback on that. We can adjust it very easily.
Oh, he wasted the 2 petards.
Yeah, the petards are... Dead monk, though. But yeah, the petard's not going to break through here because, well, there's a re-wall. So... Okay, we're going to fix the game sound real quick. Let me see what I can do about that. I guess because we're in capture age, we'll have to quickly do this. And do that.
And we'll turn the alerts on while we're
Oh yeah, we'll turn the alerts on too. So if you do subscribe or anything, then it'll pop up. So there you go. So that should be fixed. Give us more feedback. It should be fine now. Maybe it's too low, but let us know. This setup is a bit unusual for us. We don't normally use capture age on this PC, so things are a little different. But
okay, we've got the 4th TC coming up from Goku here and a defensive siege workshop. So he's trying to just power through, get his eco nice and big, and then get up to Imperial Age at this stage. And Nicov just trying to poke around, try to see if he can deal any damage.
Maybe pick a villager, maybe pick more monks.
Oh, close.
So close, so close. And there's another petard. He gets the vil. He's in.
I almost thought the petard killed the villager for a second there. I'm like, that can't be right. Just the conks happened to shoot the villager at the same
splash
time.
Damage.
Yeah.
Like, it actually has a 10 radius, anything around it. The problem is he's running in here, and there's a lot of monks. He's got to micro them, and he's got to get some RNG on his side, and he does. Nicov picking off 2 of those monks there. Doesn't suffer a conversion.
Lucky for Nicov.
This is very good now for Nicov because he's only lost 1 unit to a conversion so far, and now he's in. So we'll see what he can do. Obviously 2 TCs here, forming a nice choke point, and he might try and maybe run down the middle of them, but does get another conversion now, so it's going to be difficult for Nicov to find too much, I think.
It's not going to be easy. The idle time on all the farmers is really going to start to pay off, though. Because Goku really wants to be saving up from Imperial Age, right? And if you're idling, a quarter of his farmers at any moment when you move forwards, that starts to have an impact.
Yeah. See what he can do. Obviously, there's siege, but, mangonels are generally quite ineffective against conks.
Nope.
Because that.
Yeah, conks just destroy them
16
so easily.
Damage. Like, what's that mangonel with your crappy pierce armor? I don't see it.
No,
I don't
really
see a pierce
anything.
armor. I go straight through it. And at the moment, 2 conversions giving Goku a little bit more of a robust defense with the ability to at least shoot back and not just wave his magic stick in the air. But his magic stick getting him more conversions, obviously not going to complain about that.
Instantly going to go down, though.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, saved somehow.
And he can go back and heal it up as well. I almost said repair it, but...
Well, monks are technically repairing them.
In a way. I mean, maybe a villager could go and repair its shoes or something. But still, with the monks in here, it's making a big difference. And at the moment, although Nicov does have the positive KD, Goku is making up for that by the conversions. So it's a little bit misleading when you look at 7-13, because he's already got 4 conversions here.
Right. But he is down on villagers, though.
He is.
Oh, I guess Goku does have handcarts. That sort of levels it out, but he's still
Nikov's
7
got a
mils
4th
behind.
town center here, which is going to mean that he's not really going to be falling behind thanks to Goku's 4th TC. So, all in all, Nikov's not doing too badly here at all, and definitely has an opportunity. But still, Goku holding on very nicely, defending very nicely with what he's got. Going to go for more conversions, 2 more popping off. And look at that. Now Goku has the health pool advantage, and will safely get his castle up. Not the most ideal location for a castle, really.
It's very, very defensive. But, he needs that, and then he's going to click up to Imp pretty much instantly afterwards.
Castle's a castle. And there it is. Imperial Age for Goku coming in. Well defended. Even stone walling across here, just in case there's some more petard shenanigans going on. You never know.
Maybe I feel like at this stage, Nikov's probably just going to, sit back at home, get up to Imperial Age, and just concentrate on the giggles.
Yeah, sorry. Golgoy in the chat's like, Nicov doesn't have horse collar still.
Oh.
And he's up to Imp. I mean, this is just AM written
Typical
all
AM
over it,
things.
hasn't it? Isn't it? It really is.
Well, he did wheelbarrow, right? So
Well, I
you
mean,
got to look on the bright side.
yeah, he's got that going for him, but he doesn't have handcart, and he still doesn't have horse collar.
Normally he doesn't do wheelbarrow anyway, so you know,
It's an improvement.
50-50.
It's an improvement. He's making leaps and strides.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's only half an hour. Give him a chance. Give him a chance.
Yeah. Wait for the 1 hour mark. If he still doesn't have it then we can criticize him.
Yeah, we can lay into him. But Goku going pikes, is that out of the ordinary? Not at all.
But is it particularly useful against conks?
Exactly, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's maybe not the most ideal unit at this point, but, you know, pike and an onager, it's just sort of the go-to build for the Celts. And I do question how effective it's going to be. Obviously, conks can very easily take out pikes, very easily pick off onagers, but it does require micro. It does require the player with the conks to be more proactive. And that's the nice thing about onagers, right? Like, a lot of the time, if you've got a few onagers, you don't have to babysit them too much.
Right,
They can just do damage. Whereas if you're on the receiving end of that, you've got to make sure you're not in the line
you
of
got to make sure
yeah.
at minimum you're on staggered formation.
Yeah,
And by the way,
right.
Nicov did just get horse collar.
Oh, there you go.
32 minutes in the game, not too bad by his standards. Pretty happy with that. Maybe put the horse collar on the conks, even faster farming.
Maybe.
Well, you don't want to waste your valuable horses farming. You
They
need
could-
them for raiding.
Well, you need the heavy plow as well, if you really want to
yeah.
get the advantage of that. You get your horse collar on the conks, you put the heavy plow behind them, and away they go. Maybe that's something PCM can add.
Okay, but Nicov, he's going for chemistry, so possibly thinking about hand cannons and maybe
Yes.
bombard cannons as well. Try to pick off some siege weapons.
And actually, that's a really similar combo to what you'd see from the Franks in this scenario as well. You know, just
And you got conks instead of the throwing axemen.
yeah, which is arguably much better. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's going to be Ram from Goku. He's already got Cap Ram in, making the push now toward that castle.
But there's
and
nothing to
Nicov doesn't
defend
have
the Rams.
anything.
There's nothing to defend the Rams, but there's nothing to defend against the
Well,
Rams
you
either.
yeah, right. I was like, Nikov's got nothing. You're like, Goku's got nothing.
They've both got nothing.
It's a naked Ram Rush. Well, I guess Nicov has some vills, but Halb's about to pop, and those vills won't stand up to too much produce from the Halbies here. And it looks like that castle's going to drop very quickly, and Nicov is going to be a little bit disappointed in that, because he's only just built that. He's got another castle back here, and obviously another one behind that, but if he starts to lose this castle, then his gold control is going to start to falter a little bit.
Nikov's like, I need supremacy now.
Yes.
Then I can fight them off.
Then then I don't need military. Then I can just make vills and fight his Halbs with,
With vills, exactly.
Supremacy vills, I think they actually have similar stats to Halbs.
Like a
if not
better stats
They
than
have
Halbs.
better stats than Halbs.
The problem
They
is
do.
that they don't auto-attack.
Yeah, they have the same health, I think.
Hey,
Wait,
no,
no,
they got 20 more health.
more health. They have,
Slightly less attack and slightly
No.
more armor.
at the moment, they'll have more the same attack. Right?
Yeah, but then
'Cause-
once the help get upgrades,
Yeah.
they'll... Oh, actually, they got 9 attack. I didn't know that.
Okay, so I mean,
Oh.
they're basically beefy Halbs.
They're still better than
They're
help.
still better than the Halbs. I mean, the only way the Halb is going to be better if it's fully upgraded, and it'll have one more attack. Which is
Yeah.
insane.
Crazy.
Which is insane.
Oh, and Goku's sort of throwing away here, trying to build another forward castle, and I don't think this is going to go up.
Yeah, well, now Nicov might be able to start pushing this back. He did delete the castle, by the way. He's got the stone in the bank. But Nicov now, I mean, the thing with chemistry is that it takes a while to research. But once you've got it, then you can start making the bombard cannons. Then you can start making the hand cannons. And the bombard cannons are just great at picking off trebs, great at picking off mangonels. They even do, I think it's 50 damage to capped rams.
Something like that.
So they are reasonably good at taking out rams as well.
The problem here, though, for Goku is he just doesn't have anything to back up his siege, right? There's no skirmishes, there's no massive helps anymore.
No.
And these rams, they're just charging in, and the vills are just backing him down.
Yeah, I mean, he is safe at home. I mean, it is really him making the play here. But once this is gone, he's down to 12 military, and he doesn't actually have that much. He's kind of lost his momentum. He's making a switch now into Woad Raiders, which is reasonable, because even against hand cannons, Woad Raiders can do pretty well in mass. Once they get up to them and up close and surround them, they'll take them
And
out.
they're so speedy they can get there.
Yeah.
The problem is it feels a little slow to switch into Woad Raiders. He doesn't really have a big enough food eco, it seems, right? He's only got basically no food in the bank. He's constantly making woads, but there's not a lot of them coming out.
Yeah, and if he loses this castle, he's in trouble as well. He's got Elite Woad Raider coming up in this castle. Meanwhile, there's 3 bombard cannons and a treb firing away. He's got a lot of repairers, but I think that castle might just go down. I think the castle's going to go down, isn't it? No? Yes? No? Yes? Okay,
He got it.
Got it. Just.
Whoa.
And then the castle's gone. I mean, that's like 3-4 seconds. He's lucky. He's lucky he got that.
He doesn't have enough woads to take anything, right? He needs a mass of 30 woads or, some onagers or something to back him up. And at the moment, Nicov is just looking to be, I think, overpowering with his army composition.
Well, he's got 17 Woad Raiders. He's got 2 castles. Problem is, he's actually pop-capped right now.
Oh, losing
and
that castle
he
hurts.
doesn't have any stone. Sorry, gold. His gold is out here. This gold's still got plenty available, so he should have more vills on this, but he doesn't. And the gold on the front now is being denied, so his gold situation isn't
Look at
great.
those gates around the trebuchet.
Lovely stuff.
Nicov. That's so nice.
Very nicely done. And the Woad Raider's getting converted as well. Nicov got 4 converts there. That's impressive.
Did he do Inquisition?
Maybe.
I saw him getting some of the monk tech. Maybe he got Inquisition as well, so his monks are just super speedy conversion machines.
Okay, that ram's going to go down there, I think. And then once that goes down, this army may very well get cleaned up. The monks at the back, no faith on those. But some more faith would do them well, because a few more conversions here would turn this around for Nicov. And
Just the healing, though, is still pretty valuable. Like, these units on the front, they tank a bit, the monks heal them up again, and they tank more, they heal them up again.
And I think this could be it for Goku here. Nicov may very well take down this castle. He's got all the repairers going once again. But the castle is still going down. Slowly but surely.
That's crazy. That's
And he's out of stone.
Yeah, 1/5 of his eco was stuck there repairing that castle. And now it's still going to go down anyway.
Nicov also has 3 relics. On top of all of this, passive gold income flowing into his coffers with 149 vills, which some might call an overboom, but he's got a very expensive army here. Bombard cannons, most expensive unit in the game. Hand cannons aren't cheap. He's got a lot of monks here as well, which, expensive. So it's fine. And he doesn't need that many army. He doesn't need too many more units than what he's got, because he's making quite a slow push.
Oh, and he's just getting Inquisition now, so his monks are just going to be brutal.
He's getting Inquisition.
He just finished it.
Oh, he just finished it. Oh, here we go. Conversions
Look
coming
how
in.
quickly it swings.
Bam, 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 bam. Conversions all day for Nicov right there. And he's just got, I think, like 4 or 5
Six
easily.
conversions, I think.
Yeah, and that's it. GG for Goku. The castle goes down. His last stand, his last push failed. And he could not break Nicov there with that mass of hand cannon and the monks to back it up. Very well played by Nicov, and quite a straightforward win for him in the end. It looked a bit dicey for a few minutes while chemistry was coming in, but as soon as chemistry was finished, that was it. He was ready to start his push, and it was very difficult for Goku to stabilize from that position.
Yeah, you sums it up perfectly there. And as Wasted Tempo is saying,
205 pop.
Those conversions, getting him over pop there.
You
going
just
really
love
nice.
to see it. Look at that. You don't see that very often, actually. Very rarely do you see that.
And such a big military as well, going on at this stage of the game.
56 military.
Just the poor 15 of Goku.
Lovely stuff. Yeah, I mean, look at the difference in KD as well. It's insane. Obviously, Goku was throwing away a lot of halbs, which are pretty cheap and insignificant. But at the end of the day, halbs are not just... They're not going to do enough, right? You need something bigger. You need something heavier.
You either need a huge number of helbs, like 40 or 50 helbs, or simply a better unit.
What do you think about Onager in this situation?
I think Onager would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I think Onager help instead of getting Woad Raider would have been better, because I don't think he was ever going to realistically keep all of his castles.
Right.
Right, he lost the one on the front pretty quickly, then he lost that one just there near the end.
And I think
and
as well...
one castle Woads is not enough production.
Yeah, and you never really want to get into a treb war with a player that's doing chemistry and gunpowder, because you just becomes unwinnable once the bombard cannons come out.
They micro so easily to dodge your treb shots and take down your trebs easily.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, the bombard cannons are great at dealing with onagers as well, but at least with the onager, you have the potential to do a lot more damage if you do land a shot.
Yeah.
Forces your opponent to be a lot more cautious, maybe split their army up more, maybe go spread formation.
And like I guess chat's right. Like the monks could try to convert the onagers.
That's true
But
too.
if he had onager, like 5-10 minutes ago before Nicov had full monks and full upgrades for them,
A lot earlier.
right? Because like he did that first push that was really nice with the Rams and Helbs, but then he didn't really have anything to back that up after he took down the first castle, the first TC.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Godslayer saying even a couple of good onager shots could have turned that around quite quickly.
Before the hand cannon mass got to that, sort of ridiculous stage where it's too much.
Either that or you commit to Woad Raiders earlier and you don't do Howd, but you do Woads and you just try and overwhelm them by keeping the pressure on with those Woads. I mean, we have seen the Celts winning against the similar army composition, but they never let their opponent get to 39 hand cannons.
No,
they had 7 or 8, and then 20 Woads come in and clean them up.
Or
right?
or you get a good onager shot, and all of a sudden there's 2 hand cannons left.
Yeah, right. Once they get massed up like this, you're running infantry and they're just getting blown up, right? So, well played to Nicov. First game for him going his way, and we're gonna back out now and see what's up next. I think it's Lombardia.
It is Lombardia.
Lovely stuff. Lombardia, the Europe West version of Arabia.
With some nice cows to eat, extra food in the bank for the players.
Just real quick then as well, conversions. Nicov got 14. Goku got 6 that game.
I think Goku, in theory, actually wins that in terms of what he's converting, because converting conks is more valuable than converting helbs.
Yes, true.
But Nicov just had so much more backing up his monks.
He had the potential to get a lot more as well as the game went by, because he had Inquisition, he had Illumination.
He was still making monks.
Yeah. So we're going to back out of the game there. We're going to relaunch Age of Empires and go into Game 2, which could be the series. I mean, Nicov here, a strong player, and this map is going to be more sort of open. Lombardia, a bit more, like we said, Arabia-like. So Nicov should perform well there.
But so should Goku, right? Like, everyone knows how to play Arabia.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I don't know. Some of the arena players don't.
Well, all the real players know how to play Arabia.
Ooh. You just went there.
Throwing some shade down.
You just went there. Bro. Do you even Arabia, bro? Well, let's find out. We're going into game number 2. Lombardia. It's not Arabia. It's Arabia with cows. And this is match point now because Nicov leading 1-0. Goku needs to come back or go home. And he's spawning to the northwest in the grey.
Switching colours here.
Taking the Franks in this one. Down to the south in the green. Nicov playing as the Franks as well. And I'm thinking I'm going to change. I'm going to put team colours on because I don't want to see grey and green. So let's redo that because now Goku is in the red and he's playing as the Franks to the northwest and Nikov's in the blue to the south playing in the blue as the Franks. And I find it very difficult to see the difference between grey and blue and grey and green. Grey and green is the worst, actually.
Especially, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on a green map like this.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, grey's not so bad, but I think red and blue, there's a lot of contrast there. Definitely easier to tell the difference between them.
For sure. But we're not too surprised here with the civ picks. Franks being, one of the top 3 or 4 civs on Arabia, generally. This is an Arabia-style map. It all just makes sense.
And they have to pick one of the civs from the pool in game number 2 because they have free pick in game 3, but obviously for game 2 they're still limited to the civ pool restrictions.
And really, the other options are things like Berbers. Yeah, maybe. Spanish. Maybe. Well, Nico's already used Spanish. Obviously, he can't use it again. There's things like Teutons. You probably don't want to play them.
No.
Vikings is, could be an option. I think Vikings are in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Franks are pretty much the top tier Arabia civ in the pool.
They are, and you'd be mad not to take them. So that's exactly what we have right here. Ivik's mocking us from the pool. I don't know. I didn't think I said pool in any strange way.
Yeah.
But,
well, what's the problem with the pool? Like everyone likes getting in the pool sometimes. Refreshing dip.
Did I tell you about the story when I went to Germany once and I got a bit too drunk?
Possibly. There's quite a few of those stories, I think.
There's a few of those. But Yeah, so story time again. It was back in the days when we had the CS:GO team. If you don't know, I used to manage a CS:GO team during the year that I was away from Age of Empires 2, as well as a Dota team. But our CS:GO team was in Germany, and they were doing a boot camp there. And one night after the boot camp had finished, we went out for a drink. It was lovely weather. It was summer weather. And we went out for some drinks. And, I'd had a few drinks, as you do. And I was a bit tipsy, as you become, as you do, yeah.
When you're drinking, you get a bit tipsy
Exactly,
sometimes.
that's generally what happens. Anyway, we went to a club, a sort of club bar, and it was themed around sort of like, beach bar style, right? And it actually had sand. It was really cool. There was sand and a bar, like a sort of tiki bar. It was great. Loved it. So went to the bar, got a drink, stepped backwards a couple of paces, splash.
Fell into the pool.
I fell into a pool.
Oh.
I was soaking wet. I fell into a frickin' pool. And then I was like, well, this is my life now. I just accepted it. I
sat in the pool?
tried to play it off cool. I tried to pretend like that was totally part of the plan. And everyone was like, well, they were all Germans, so they were like trying to offer me help. And I'm like,
Nah.
voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
I don't think that's German.
No, it's not. I was totally out of it. So, obviously that didn't go too well.
Were you still holding your drink at the moment you fell into the pool?
Oh, the drink went into the pool,
Yeah.
Robo. It was awful.
So did you get out of the pool, get another drink, and then get back into
No,
the
I
pool?
said, eine Wasser bitte. No, I dragged myself out of the pool and just sort of went and laid in the sand and let the sand dry me off.
Oh,
it
wow.
was great. It was thankfully it was a very warm night, so it wasn't too bad. So next time you mock the way I say pool, Ivik, just remember it's coming from a place of PTSD, and you shouldn't mock a disabled person. It's not okay. All right.
Oh,
So.
wow. So what you're saying is that next time there's some sort of a meetup, we need to make sure there's a pool for you. Just so you can get a little bit triggered.
Well, I mean, last time we had a meetup, there was a pool.
Yeah.
I guess he was one of the first people in the pool.
That was definitely you.
I went for a dip in the pool in Italy the first night we were there, but, yeah. I know, right? It's kind of funny because, well, it's not funny. I mean, I shouldn't laugh at Ivik, but he was a little bit disabled for a while. But he's back on his feet now. We love you, Ivik.
Yeah. Well, he's up on his legs, but he's not really very mobile.
He's doing well. He's doing really well. I'm really impressed. He's made an amazing recovery. But let's not get into that. Let's actually focus on the game now, because Feudal Age is in, and both players are well and truly doing what the Franks do best. Scouts. And Spearmen, of course, because what is the new Age of Empires 2 meta?
Double barracks spears.
Double barracks spears, of course. Shoot me if we don't see double barracks, because I don't think we'll see double barracks for sure, but I definitely think that this sort of shift into making mass spearmen is becoming more and more common. And I wonder if we're ever going to go full circle, right? Remember back in the early days of AOC, back in like 2003, 2004, when the metagame was like full Feudal Age, mega trash wars.
Yeah, just skirm spears for days.
Skirm spear endlessly, and maybe some scouts and archers if you were lucky. Well, what if players start making so many spearmen preemptively that players start making like
Just
skirms
straight skirmishes.
preemptively?
You just go straight skirmishes.
And then you go full circle. We go back in time, and we end up with these matches that end up going full feudal skirm
Oh, but
spears.
there's a hole there.
There is a hole.
Goku coming straight for it.
Could
Oh
be.
no!
He
Right
needs to
click inside.
I think he's.
Right click.
I think you might have.
Oh, Nicov.
This is close.
Nicov.
This is
Nicov.
close.
Gate.
It's
oh.
so close. Wow, good job, Nicov. And he even takes the extra precaution of walling this.
Just in case the tree somehow gets chopped down.
Yeah.
That was
a bit dicey.
Yeah,
for
that was just
Nicov
like
there.
really good awareness from Nicov, noticing that he's not going to make it in time, and he has to place down the gate.
Yeah. Mala Madre, I am really only joking, but in Frank Wars, you do anticipate scouts, and for that reason, in this particular matchup, you do see a lot of spearmen. Last series, we saw double barracks spears from both players.
Yeah.
And we saw about 30 spearmen by the time they reached castle, which was hilarious. But yeah, we're only kidding there. Obviously, the metagame will not go back to how it was in 2005.
Yeah, it's very rare to see like a trash forward. Like, cause even just like 3 or 4 years ago, that was quite common.
Yeah.
Right, you go forwards, you make a barracks and archery ranges outside their base, and then skirms and spears and towers into their base. Oh, is he gonna break in?
Nope. Spearmen to defend.
But yeah, as I was trying to say, like that just doesn't happen anymore. No one does the full.
No, because men at arms, right?
Yeah,
You just
men at
don't
arms
do it.
just sort of hard counters that to begin with, and even just in general micro, like players are much better able to defend with just spears and a couple of scouts themselves, assuming that the map isn't, absolutely horrible.
Yeah. Now, both players are in a similar position in this game. They're both walled in. They're both on 33 vills. They're not overly committed to making scouts. You can see that scout production has stopped for Goku, and Nicov likewise. There's a few spearmen out now, and they both recognize that they're walled. So the limitations here is basically like they can't really get in and do damage. Why keep investing into 80 food scouts when you can bank that food and go up to the castle age for the power spike that comes with knights, monks, pikemen, perhaps. And
try
siege.
to get up that little bit faster. We see that both players are incredibly close to going up. There's Goku and Nikov's, just 100 food away, so we'll get that in just a moment's time.
So Nicov will go up with maybe one more villager, and then they'll both be up to castle at around the same time. And then obviously the map sort of starts to come into play here. Nikov's gold is a lot more forward. He's walled it in, but his walls are a lot more larger. They're much more like this area here, for example, could very easily be broken later on. And I guess the same could be said for Goku. He's got this left flank which could be easily broken into later on. But for now, both players will go up to castle, and it looks like, judging by this, look at how much wood Goku has at the moment.
Goku's just wanting to boom it out.
The thing is, though, where does he put those town centers? I don't really like...
He probably makes one on his main gold, just that spot, and maybe like the top of that hill at the back of his base.
Yeah, that would be a Bua TC. It would be... No, he might be able to get farms around that, but I don't know. The thing is, his golds are forward, right? This gold, maybe... No, this is his second gold. This is his third gold. So the thing is, coming out here is too far. Coming out here is too risky.
Nicov going
see
for
Nicov
the double
with the
stable,
second stable.
as is pretty normal most of the time. I think probably he's going to keep both the TCs inside his base, one on the gold and one on a wood line somewhere.
Yeah.
At least until he has some numbers.
I think he has to, because he has really very little presence. A couple of scouts is not going to be enough. Look how the bear just comes in and just stops. Like, why did that happen?
Just the bear whisperers, clearly.
I guess he's only going to kill the bare necessity of units. Is that right?
I don't think he killed any units.
No, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. CSI Age of Empires. Did he kill the scout? It could be related.
Maybe. Well, clearly it has to be. But we do see 2 TCs coming from Goku inside his base.
Yeah, the bare minimum. Yeah.
And also defensive monastery. So Goku's not playing. Oh, wow. That is just
it's a wonderful TC.
Oh, yeah. So many farming opportunities. But yeah, as I was saying, Goku's really going defensively. Only the one stable and early monastery. He's not planning on fighting for map control early.
Well, the monastery is much more of a defensive move. He obviously saw the 2 stables. So, quick early monastery can easily ward off any knights, because if Nicov sticks around to attack the wall for long enough, he will be converted. So he's able to very easily sort of boom up behind this. But he does have to sort of break out at some point. This is fine for now, but he does need to get map control, because as we already identified this, I'd like to see a castle on this hill.
I think both players want to get a castle on that hill,
it's
right?
It's such a good, important area.
1 gold from each player, and it's in a very central location. It sort of dominates, the surrounding landscape. Yeah,
for sure. And then maybe for Goku, like a castle on this right side somewhere, like just to kind of protect this area, because this is really far away. For Nicov, his gold is also kind of far out to the right side. But he does have 2 inside of his walls already, so he's kind of safely mining away. And only 2 TCs. Oh, sorry, no, I'm blind. 3 TCs for him as well, with a monastery. So both players mirroring each other quite closely at the moment, in fact.
But Nicov is prioritizing making more military.
Yes.
Right? He's a couple of villages down, 6 or 7 at the moment.
Absolutely.
Well, he does have wheelbarrows, so that accounts for some of it. But he's got more monks moving around the map. He's got more knights. He's even got light cav as well, trying to pick off some monks here and there.
Yeah, I like the light cav option for Nicov as well. I think it's always handy to mix them in because that does really force your opponent to keep those monks inside, which means that if they're fighting on your side of the map, they can't really take good fights.
It also just lets you freely collect these relics, right? Because if Goku sends a stray monk to get a relic, a light cab just pops out of nowhere and kills it.
It's gone. And he's actually going to come forward now, and just in time to see that third stable being built. So Nikov's going to recognize that, okay, Goku's adding a lot more knights, a big commitment into knights, and immediately you see pikemen being researched. And I think he clicked that almost at the same time as he scouted this. So coincidence perhaps, or maybe a reaction to this.
Probably a reaction, I would say.
Yeah, but adding the second barracks and more pikes coming out, pretty typical really for this. I love how you've got snow on the buildings, but we're using the no snow patch, so you can't see the snow on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you, by the way, Legless Alex, for the gift sub. 24 gift subs. Much appreciated. And welcome, Will the Beast, to the team. The Team Age of Empires
Team
right
Age of
here.
Empires.
Making
Hope
it
to
happen.
see you in Manchester. I saw you talking in chat how you want to come. That'd be pretty cool if you could.
Yeah, and if
Come to
you're
ECL
interested in coming to the LAN, !LAN in the chat, you'll get a link to the website where you can purchase tickets and find out more information and watch two of the best teams in the world competing on stage live in front of an audience of over 100 people. It's going to be amazing, and I'm really, really just so hyped for that. I am overwhelmed with excitement, I can't tell you.
Boy, but this is a bit of an engagement for me. And those monks getting some converts off before the light cab can come in. So Goku possibly trading off 2 monks there for 2 knights. So that's a pretty fair trade.
Yeah, and he's actually really started to massively boost his knight numbers.
Yeah.
You can see that he's also adding in barracks as well.
Oh,
so
boy.
he's going for a big commitment now into this military production. It looks like he's going to be staying castle for some time here, Robo. Even a second monastery.
Oh,
It's
man.
like... I
want a third monastery so we get 3 of everything. There's 3 TCs,
Yes.
3 barracks, 3 stables.
You've got to make sure the feng shui is just right,
Yeah,
Goku. You
it
know?
all needs to line up nicely.
Exactly. Make sure that they're positioned right. Make sure there's some symmetry in there. Although I think feng shui also likes some asymmetry at times as well. So I don't know. Maybe we need some feng shui appraisals from the chat. But I'd say that was pretty damn sexy right there.
So what's Nicov doing? Nicov just continuing wall at home and forward siege workshop. I think I saw on that forward hill. And these knights,
here, yeah.
are they maybe going to find a way in?
Well, they're looking for it, and it's enough for Nicov to bring his whole army home. And I think he's sort of like drag boxed them because they're going so slowly.
Oh, no.
Like, look at the speed of that. He's just like, let's go, boys. And the monk's like, God, you got to go at the pace of the slowest
Right.
person.
Yeah, don't leave me behind. You got to defend me, right?
Well, I think he'll be able to re-wall in time. Obviously, without any ranged units, you're not going to stop it. And he's coming in from the back now.
Might get trapped here.
There's a good number of monks. Let's see. 11 knights for Goku, and he's bailing quickly.
No
Could have been
converts,
worse.
though.
Could
Couldn't
have
see
been
anything.
worse.
Yeah. Luckily, he managed to get away safely here.
Yeah, he's done a good job there. And Goku now in the middle of the map, pushing forward with his pikes. He'll see the siege workshop. I'm feeling good about Goku here,
By the way,
honestly.
Goku, he's got enough stone for a castle.
Oh, he's placed it, right? Right there.
Yeah, right there.
He said he's got enough stone. I was like, what? He's only got 37.
Well, he just
You
placed
blind.
it,
There
clearly.
you go. Right there. That's perfect, right? We highlighted earlier, you want to get a castle on this hill, and Goku has done just that right here. And there's going to be
No? Changing his mind?
change of plan.
The other side.
This side.
Other side of the hill. Fair
To
enough.
be honest, this is a much better location if you think about it. It gives him much more vision, much more reach into the right side, whereas this is a bit more like, well, why would Nicov be attacking from here?
Yeah, makes no
He's
sense.
not going to. So it's a very sort of minor thing, but attention to detail, I like it. He's going to also get a bit stuck in here, but we'll end up losing those pikes. Maybe he'll take a few units down with him, but at the moment, Nicov maintaining the KD advantage.
Nicov does have quite a few conversions. 8 converts to only the 2 from Goku. So I think he'll be pretty happy with that.
Absolutely. He's going to come forward as well. And again, another minor detail. Mining the gold at the front before he mines the gold at the back. Just because if Nicov does eventually take this back, there'll be less gold available
For him
close
to
by.
take.
Yeah.
Exactly. By the way, thanks to Legless Alex for gifting a sub to TryRM. That takes us up to 25 gift subs in the channel. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, we're going to see Goku expanding up to this gold at the top. It looks really good for him from a map control perspective, and you look at this castle from Nicov, and Nikov's thinking, okay, well, if I think about my gold expansion, I've got to come out here to the right side, and that castle's really going to help me to secure that choke point and maybe get to this gold here. But down in the south, this could be
This is going to be
awkward.
bad for Goku.
This
He's
could be
trapped in here. All
very
these
awkward.
spikes.
He's going to try and run past, and okay, it wasn't as bad as it could have been, but
He lost, well, at least he lost 2 knights there, and he took quite a bit of damage on some of the other ones.
if this was Age of Empires 3, all of those knights would have been dead, and you
Yeah,
would
they'd
have
be
been punished
snared
for
and
that.
then just
Yeah.
destroyed.
Although he might still be punished because he's turning around and fighting.
Oh, he
and
didn't right-click far enough away.
I think that was a big mistake. At the top side, raiding coming in there, but only 1 villager going down, or 2 villagers even, 3 villagers even.
It's okay, they're still basically equal in village counts. Goku having handcard.
The Imperial Age time, both players very close together as Goku leapfrogs forward, comes for another castle now, right in the face of Nicov. And Nicov, I don't know if he bought stone yet. It was
Goku bought
Goku who bought stone. So I thought Nicov may have had to buy stone to get that castle up, but he does have enough stone in the bank to do it. That castle, however, will range the TC. It might even deny the gold, although I don't think it will.
There's no fletching, so I
Exactly.
think it would be out of range.
Doesn't have the upgrades to the range there. So.
We're just going to see instant treb war from both players.
Yeah, and we've got chemistry coming in for Goku as well, so the opportunity to add bombard cannons is there. So he may very well win the treb war if he gets the first bombard cannons out.
4th castle for Nicov.
That's certainly another castle.
He desperately wants to win this treb war. Like, that 4th castle really doesn't do anything by itself, I think.
No, it's really just like alright, just more castles, more production, but I've not got time to send my villagers halfway across the map.
No, okay, good. If that was a 5th castle, I'd be like, Nicov, what are you doing, man?
That would be
That's
hilarious.
not where you build castles.
I'd have liked that. That would have been funny. But another raid from Nicov, and I think now Nikov's really taking back this game. I feel like for a while, Goku looked really good. He had the map control. He had this great castle here. But Nikov's continuing to raid. He's continuing to keep up the pressure. And he may win this treb war. It's hard to say. Goku has 4 trebs. Nikov's only got 3, but he's got more castles, so he may have more on the way. But at the moment, both players are really low on wood, so they're really investing everything they have into those trebs. But hey, look at that. Goku may very well lose that castle right there, and there it's gone. Hill advantage for Nicov, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He's
That's
on the
true.
hill.
Those are on the hill.
So, very good stuff for Nicov here. May keep this castle up as well if he can come forward now, because these trebs are quite undefended, actually.
Oh, boy. Yeah, the pikes and the throwing axemen slightly too far in the back. At least 1 treb is definitely going to go down here. Maybe even 2?
Yeah, and that could spell the end for Goku.
But the villagers are there. They're trying to get the repairs in.
So close. Bombard cannons are out as well for Goku here. And the pikes are just going for it. I think they're even on upgrades, actually. But maybe Goku with a
Nicov
better
has
upgrade.
so many more units, though. That's the problem.
Yeah, 34 against 20. And once again, Nicov with that larger mass of units, he does pick off the
Nails
bombard
the
cannon at
bombard
the
cannon.
back. That's not what you want to happen. He'll get the treb too. There's another bombard cannon coming in. Well, Nicov did suicide base
Those
most of the
monks.
castle there. And that bombard cannon looks like it'll pick up a treb here, but not before Goku loses all of his own trebs.
I think that's, what, 4 trebs to 1?
Oh, goodness me. It just,
Yeah.
I clench every time I see the treb balls sort of like flying
I feel
towards
like
bombards.
Goku just sort of threw a little bit there. Like, he just didn't have enough army in position to defend
Yeah.
his trebs. And now they're all gone, and he's just
Yeah.
thrown away that aggressive push that he had happening.
I feel like this is basically Nikov's game now. I mean, yeah, Goku does have 135 villagers, but he's lost a lot of momentum, and he's definitely going to lose that castle as well now on the hill there. So that's gone too.
It's just full bombard cannons from here on out for him now. I don't think he's going to bother making any trebs anymore.
You know what, though? He will pick off these 2 trebs on the right side, and he may have a chance to get these 2 as well. I wouldn't count Goku out completely. But Nicov now going to, I imagine, start switching into Cavalier. We see all these stables coming up, maybe Light Cav as
Probably
well.
like have ratings, I think. Save with gold for hand cannons and trebs and stuff like that.
But Cavalier could be pretty strong to deal with all the hand cannons here as well.
He seems to be doing that fairly well with his own hand cannons.
Yeah, true. He's got enough production, it seems.
Yeah.
He's staying ahead on military count. And I guess he can even take out these forward buildings from Goku and force him to fall back even further.
If he's able to build a castle up on that hill himself, he doesn't really have the stone at the moment. But he could buy, 300 more stone, get a castle on that hill once he secures it for himself, and then keep pushing forwards, and he might have a good chance.
Yeah, and I feel like Goku's making a mistake here. He's got so much stone in the bank, but he's not got a castle anywhere. He could add castles in at this point, maybe over here, just to sort of protect his eco from raiding that's probably going to come in at some point.
Sure.
But I guess he's kind of busy. I mean, he can afford 3 castles nearly.
Yeah, he can. That's the range.
Yeah.
He can get 3 castles.
But I guess he's so focused on this, so focused on trying to get hand cannons out. Meanwhile, Nicov is doing Cavalier. He did save up for that. He's got knights coming out on the right side, and he can either raid with those, or he can come in and just clean this up.
Yeah, he's got lots of options with the better army composition coming in. And by the way, what's the relic counts for the players? Can we just check that quickly?
Yep, it's 5 for Nicov.
Oh,
my
man,
goodness.
that's not good.
He actually has all 5. That's insane. So the longer this game goes, I mean, the better this is going to get for Nicov as well.
Nicov has more access to gold, and he has all the relics.
Oh yeah, he's mining all of the gold piles at the moment. Huge gold income for him. He's got 1.5k gold in the bank.
He might just
Robo.
go straight for Paladin if this game goes on for much longer.
Yeah, it's absolutely an option. I think he's got enough long-term gold income.
To justify it, yeah.
Still 5k gold left to be mined, and that's not even including any gold he can get from the front here, plus the 5 relics. But Cavalier raiding now coming to the top, and this is what I'm talking about, right? That castle could have been there 5 minutes ago.
Both of those castles could have been
And
there.
now it's too late. The Cavalier are coming in, and, well, he's going to lose the vills and maybe even lose the TC. So I feel like Goku now is in trouble, but does still hold the hill in the middle. So while he's got that, he may as well still try and fight on.
Well, yeah, the game's definitely not over, but it's a very bad position for Goku here. Oh man, Chivalry coming in as well for Nicov though. I think maybe he's waiting for Chivalry to happen, and then he'll maybe try to get Paladin after that for the really fast research speed.
Yeah, he doesn't have the food though.
You know, just cut Cavalier production for a minute, and then he'd be able to afford it, I think.
I mean, his food's going up really quickly, so it's not like, he's not going to be able to get the food. It's just not there right now. But I guess he could very easily go for Paladin. There's the castle going back up here, which is kind of what I was hoping to see.
It's instantly treb down here.
It is, but there is a bombard cannon to kill these trebs, and I don't think that he will save it.
But the bombard cannon goes down as well.
Still, 1 treb uphill. He'll be fine. For a while, at least. He has some time. And finally, the castle here goes up. The Halbs are making it over. And this castle will probably go up as well. But I feel like Goku could have saved himself so much hassle. So much, sort of loss here on this right side if he'd have just preemptively built those castles.
We can see, there's a good 10, 15 dead villages there, plus a ton of idle time. The villagers stuck in the TC for ages.
Yeah,
Plus the castles would have helped him a lot.
Oh, but there it is, Paladin. It's coming in for Nicov. It's on the way right now, and Chivalry has been researched, so it's going to happen really quickly as well. I can just click this and find out which stable it's in.
Yeah.
Amazing capture age technology. But Paladin could very well spell the end. Even if Goku is making Haub, which he is, Paladins will be a problem.
Right, plus all the hand cannons and throwing axemen that he might be making as well to support that. It's very, very dicey looking for Goku.
This 2 Cavalier died at the same time. It's quite funny.
I'm not sure where these guys are going. They're just sort of diving in here one at a time.
Yeah, he must have his gather point set.
Some weird location.
I wish you could see where the gather point was set. That would be
there's
nice.
an overtrop on the left-hand side.
Oh, yes. He's in.
Oh, that's bad.
And they're about to become Paladin as
Yeah.
well, and there you go. That's why Goku calls GG, right?
Yeah.
The Paladin's
in my
eco, and
I'm about to lose the castle on the front.
yeah. That's awful for him. I mean, he sees it, obviously. He's garrisoned in the TCs. I mean, what's he hoping for here? Maybe to break this, but the thing is, even if he kills these trebs, it's still going to be very difficult for him to take down these castles without any trebs of his own. Bombard cannons really don't do too well against castles.
Yeah, they take a lot longer to take them down compared to trebs. And there's the bomber cannon getting sniped by the trebs there. And Paladin, they're just all over. He's got, 40 idle villages. He's dropping villager numbers everywhere, and
there it is.
He
The
calls it.
GG. Well played by Nicov. Very well played indeed. I really thought Goku may have had a good chance in that game. Going into the Imperial Age, he had great map control. He obviously had the hill here with the gold, which was so crucial for him, and I guess for both players in the long term. But Nicov securing all 5 relics, throwing down 4 castles really in awkward positions, but he did what he had to do to win that Treb war and take those castles away from Goku. And then Goku, I guess, getting a little bit tunnel visioned on this area of the map, forgetting that maybe raiding could be a possibility, didn't defend his flanks with castles, did get raided, and eventually the finishing blow from Nicov, the Paladin upgrade coming in, and getting into Goku's economy right there. And there you have it, 2-0 to Nicov. It's a clean sweep, as Robo would call it. A 2-0 victory. Didn't even drop a game. What a player. And he'll make it through now to the round of 8, where he'll play against Nilly later on in the stream today. So you won't want to miss that. Stick around, see if Nilly can stick it to Nicov. And we'll be continuing on with the stream now with the round of 8. Let's take a look at the schedule. You can see that Lix against MBL will be up next, followed by Zhaofan and Say My Name. And then Nilly versus Nicov will be our last set of the day.